And welcome to the Hot Seat of College Football Show. I am Trent, your host, as today I'm going to talk about my most top 10 hated teams in college football. Let's talk about it. Alright, so before we get into this video, make sure you listen up. I have a couple announcements. As this video is dropping, as you are watching, we are live for Ohio State versus Indiana in basketball, and at halftime, come back to the stream and we are going to be debating Ohio State football and just any college football topics. So maybe I'll upload it and make it into another video. So if you want to maybe end up in a video, that'll be at halftime. It's the StreamYard link will be in the description of the live stream. Make an account, it's free, you should join in. And also remember to like today's show. Videos that get likes get recommended more than videos that don't. And also remember to hit the subscribe button. We just got to 200, trying to get to 500 before the beginning of next season. We're 300 away. So if you want to help us get there, that would be amazing. And if you want to turn on the notification bell so you get a notification every single time I release a new video, that would also be great. But for now, it's a very busy day, but I want to talk about my top 10 most hated teams currently in college football, and that's a big thing currently. So let's start off with some honorable mentions. I got 5 honorable mentions. First, I have South Carolina. A lot of it is they have a lot of hype. They're kind of the Colorado of the SEC. Their head coach complains a lot, fights on the field with Brett Bielema, and has been absolutely terrible. And talking about how he should be in the playoff, we're one game, we should let us in the playoff. Or last year, it's like, well, this time next year, we're going to be in the playoffs. And kind of just talking all the talk, but not walking the walk. And also blowing that 30-3 lead at halftime, losing 31-3 against A&M was abhorrent. The next one is Clemson, and Clemson is a team that used to be very high on this list, and they're starting to fall off. They've fallen off the top 10. Now they're kind of on their way out, as Dabo calling out Ole Miss has kind of put Dabo back in the spotlight a little bit, but a lot of the portal, and especially, them being so dominant and winning them 2 national championships, and then this year having all this hype, then sucking, then kind of complaining about it and still not taking the portal, has kind of kept them on this list, but they are on their way out, and I would not be surprised if I don't even have them on this video next year. The next one's Oregon. Part of it is because they've been good. They're just one of the teams that they're just very good. They flip all of your commits. They talk trash. They're cutthroat. Dan Lanning's kind of cringy when it comes to recruiting videos, especially the one where he takes off his shirt and jumps in the pool, and then that commit leaves like a week later. Like, oh, you dummy, Dan Lanning, you dummy. But a great young coach. But I think the biggest part is getting to where they are, being the ones getting blown out against Ohio State in the quarterfinals. This year, making the semis and getting absolutely destroyed in the semis. So they're not a very hated team, but they're hated enough and they're really good, which will keep them on here. The next one is Ole Miss. The reason why you're like, well, why Ole Miss? Ole Miss is supposed to be, they are everyone's hero story. And then because Lane Kiffin leaves and everyone, oh, we hate Lane Kiffin, we hate LSU. That's like, well, why we hate Ole Miss? It's like, well, the Dabo thing, what Pete Golding is doing with these recruits and the tampering, then Trinidad suing his way to another year. And it's like, bro, get out of here. You shouldn't be playing football anymore. And that's also they're an SEC team, so that's kind of why they're on here. And then the last honorable mention, I had Colorado. You gotta have Colorado. You just have to. You have to have Colorado. And that's why they're. I mean, Deion. Obviously, Shedeur is gone. Travis Hunter is gone. But you gotta have Colorado on this list. So yeah, those are my 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, my 5 honorable mentions. At 10, and you're going to see a trend. There is a lot of SEC teams on this list because no one likes y'all. At 10, I have A&M. A&M, a team that was usually higher on this. I think they're starting to go down a little bit. But everyone, they're a cult. They're weird. If you've seen the Yell leader stuff, it's okay. I got to make a distinction because I get people come in my comment section and in real life, just people when I talk about Ohio State, and like, oh, you're so dumb, your OH chant's stupid. And I'm like, you know what, it is kind of stupid. It's goofy, but and if you want to make fun of me for doing it, that's fine. I don't care. Go ahead. It adds the pageantry. It adds the rivalry stuff. That's fine. Make fun of me all you want, and I'll make fun of your team all you want. That's fine. But don't come here telling me that I shouldn't do it. because those are two completely different things. LSU fans screaming neck saying, I can't even, I want to say it so badly. I want to say the neck chant, but I'm not going to. The neck chant, it's abhorrent and you make fun of it. Oh, I can't believe you say that. But like, it's not, they shouldn't do it. I'm trying to think another example. Oh my God, I'm trying, what's a really dumb college football tradition? Okay, we're talking about A&M. Well, I'll talk about, actually, no, I'll use a personal one. Tennessee. I was at the Ohio State-Tennessee game. When the Tennessee fan goes, V-O-L-S, V-O-L-S, go Vols, go, I'm like, shut your dumb ass up. Boom, 42-17. Did you win the game? No, 42-17. But it's annoying. I'm going to make fun of them because they sound stupid, but it's not, they shouldn't do it. The A&M thing, the yell leaders, it's stupid. I think it's really stupid, and I'm going to make fun of you. But I want them to do that. This whole thing where it's like, fans are like, oh, I'm going to make fun of your traditions and tell them it's stupid, you shouldn't do it. No. Make fun of them, but I encourage you to do it. Stand your ground. Have your unique college football culture, and I'm going to make fun of it because we all make fun of everybody, but the people saying that you shouldn't do that are dumb. They don't care about the sport. I love the tradition. I love the yell leader stuff. I think it's stupid, goofy, and man, it is super. It's like it's a bunch of gay cheerleaders. Like that's what it is. That's what it is. But I love it. I want them to do it. I never want A&M to stop doing it. But I'm going to make fun. There's a difference. So when I make fun of your tradition, which I'm going to be making fun of a lot of people's tradition on this video, I am not saying you shouldn't do it. I love that everyone does it. I just want to make that little bit of a distinction, a little bit of a rant about college football fans. But A&M at 10, weird traditions, love your stadium. I've been clear on that. I love Kyle Field. It's like Ohio Stadium, LSU Stadium, and A&M are like my top three. But yeah, 8-4 every year. They made the playoff, got bounced. There's just like the Jimbo Fisher thing. You pay him out, and Ross Bjork did that. Now he's at Ohio State, which whatever. But yeah, I got them at 10. Not very, very hated, but still kind of. At 9, I got Tennessee, and I was just talking about Tennessee. Y'all are annoying as hell. Tennessee fans, y'all are so annoying. It's V-O-L-S, V-O-L-S, go Vols, go. And Rocky Top. Oh my God, Rocky Top. Oh my, I hate that song so much. But I don't want them to not do it. There are very few traditions in college football that I'm like, oh, I don't think they should do that. No, there's very few. Tennessee fans are nice, at least in my experience. None of them were like mean. None of them were mean. They're just very annoying. When we were blowing them out, they were like, we had a couple people talking trash, but like for the most part, they're whatever. They're fine. I know Bama fans and LSU, or who's Vanderbilt, Bama. Who else is Tennessee's rivals? I think it's just those two. Are not gonna like that. But yeah, I got them at 9. They're just like obnoxious. At 8, I got Bama. And Bama, like surprisingly, we're number 1 forever, and they've really kind of fallen back. And maybe that's personal experience. I've had a lot of really kind Bama fans to me. I haven't had that many nasty Bama fans. The most nasty fans, I've had some nasty Ohio State fans. I've had nasty Michigan fans. I've had nasty Georgia fans. I've had some nasty, I don't know, like USC hasn't been great to me. Notre Dame has been whatever to me. But like, yeah, those are the only ones that I'm like, man, I hate talking to those people. Even the Georgia ones, like I think they're dumb, but they're fine. They're just loud. They bark. They're little furries. They like to bark at people. But Bama, yeah, obviously their team it's not Saban anymore. A lot of the hate for Bama was because Saban's gone. The players are gone. That kind of culture is gone. That dominance is gone. They've kind of fallen back to that. They're not as tough anymore. And the sport's kind of become softer in the past 10, 20 years. But yeah, at least personally, I've been fine with Bama. I got them at 8 just because of how good they've been. Like, I remember last year or 2 years, 24, when they played Vanderbilt. After they beat Georgia and they lost to Vanderbilt, they were ranked number 1. And I'm like, no, we're not doing that. Do not put Bama at 1. We're not doing this again. But then they lost right after. But yeah, I got Bama at 8. At 7, I got USC. USC it's like Miami. It's like Miami. And I'll actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do USC / Miami. Because USC and Miami to me are like the same thing. They are the same thing. They don't have a real fan base. All of the people there are doing I'll just say fun things in either Miami or USC. And I have more hate towards USC than Miami. I hate I forgot. Miami fans suck. Oh my God, they're so annoying. Miami fans are terrible. I don't ever want to talk to a Miami fan the rest of my damn life. USC fans, part of it, Ohio State USC is a rivalry. It's kind of a rivalry. They are obnoxious. They're California, and everyone hates California in the first place. So you hate their team. Their stadium's half empty half the time. Their quarterback, Caleb Williams, he's just like Caleb Williams. Makai Lemon did not deserve to win the Blitnikoff. And then he goes to the combine and bombs. Oh my God, he's trying to seduce me as we speak at the combine. If you have not seen the Makai Lemon interview, watch it. I'm like, dude, you're on cocaine. Like, you're on something. There is some drug or amphetamine that you were on, because he's like, I don't know. He's on something. But USC also has not been good for so long that it's like USC, they're just kind of little brother. You push them aside. At 6, I got Ohio State. I would have had Ohio State higher last year. And I actually think Josh Payne made a really good point. That the hate for Ohio State has almost gone down a little bit because they won the national championship, which is not something we really see often. It's like the people hate them less because they won the national championship. I think the reason why is because people did not like Ryan Day, because it's like, why does he get hype? He's never won anything. You can't beat Michigan. Well, he's beaten Michigan, and he's won the national championship in the most dominant way, one of the most dominant ways we've ever seen, up through 2019 LSU. So that was part of it. Also, Jeremiah is so famous and so good that he's like no one, aside from Michigan fans, no one hates Jeremiah. He's likable. He's quiet, and he's so good. And all of the people that are like, they're NFL fans love him. All the players and every team are like, they have so much respect for him, and he's gotten so good that I think that's tamed it a little bit. And then, also Ohio State fans, calm down a little bit. They're not as, most of the hate for Ohio State is the hate for Ohio State fans. Maybe that hasn't changed at all. I still got Ohio State at 6, but I would have had them at 4 last year. At 5, I have Georgia. Part of it, Georgia fans, some of them are mean. They're loud. They're obnoxious. They bark. They've been dominant. Kirby cheats. He lies to referees about timeouts, which, it's like fair. That's smart. I get it. But you're still kind of lying. But I think the biggest reason why Georgia's this high, one thing, SEC team, won the SEC 2 years in a row, but also the driving. The driving has put a lot of hate, and a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of a bad taste. They've had a very bad taste because of the driving. They have an entire roster, except I think I saw a picture someone made. Aside from quarterback and kicker and punter, there's an entire roster of players being arrested at Georgia at every position. There's been 3 wide receivers arrested. Literally, they filled out a depth chart that fills every position except kicker, punter, and quarterback, which, and they have it almost every roster. So you have a roster, people call it the Georgia Police Department football team, or a county, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I got them at 5. At 4, I got Michigan. The reason why they're not higher, one thing, I'm not trying to put my personal bias to where Michigan is. They've been bad the past couple of years, not great, so they've fallen a little bit. But the big thing is the cheating, the Sharon Moore, the cheating on the field and the cheating off the field. All the crimes, I don't even want to. It's so gross. The Charlie Weiss and the online crimes. Then you had the guy trying to meet up with the girl, got the kid. It's just like there's so much. And then you have Troy Lewis getting invited for the R word and the essay. It's just like there's just so much happening that that's why they're so high on this list. But the problem is they direct so much of their hate at Ohio State and Notre Dame that it's like they're not directly trying to hate. They're not putting double birds to the world. It's just that those two teams in Michigan State, where it's like they're horrible, and I think they're obnoxious. I think they're dumb. They have their logic is so not. They have no logic for stuff, but it's directed at specific teams instead of everybody, which is why they're not number one. Also, the reason why they're not the most hated team is because people hate Ohio State a lot. And it's like if you hate Michigan, you're bandwagoning with Ohio State. And if you hate Ohio State, you're bandwagoning with Michigan. So some people get a little comfort talking up with Michigan fans while they're hating on Ohio State and vice versa. So that's kind of why Ohio State and Michigan are not number one. At 3, I got LSU. And LSU is just a team that I like. Their fans are so drunk and obnoxious, and they barely speak English. And it's like, and with the buyout stuff with Brian Kelly, and it's just like, I don't know, LSU. I've never like hated LSU as much as like, I hate someone like Clemson or Bama, or Michigan or whatever, USC, Miami. But for the college football as a whole, there's just something about LSU. They're the drug addict of the family. They're always doing stuff. They're always the most wild. They're the most fun, but they're always the most crazy, the most irresponsible. They're always, they're firing coaches and getting the governor to hire their new coach. And it's weird because they're so bad, so you can hate on them for being bad, and then once every decade they pop up and they're like, oh my God, they got a super team. They've done it, 3 times? They had Les Miles. I think someone before that. And then, you had Nick Saban, then Les Miles, and then Ed Orgeron. And now we're going to see with Lane Kiffin. And really the reason why LSU is high is because the Lane Kiffin stuff. No, everyone hates, whatever Lane Kiffin is, everyone hates it. If it's USC or Tennessee or FAU or Ole Miss and now LSU or Bama. I mean, Saban really hated him at Bama when he was a offensive coordinator. I think he got fired the night before the national championship. That's crazy. But yeah, man, LSU right now, I think it's one of the most hated teams, especially what they did with Ole Miss. But yeah, I got them at 3. At 2, I got Texas. Texas I would have had them at number 1 last year. They had a disappointing year that kind of quieted up a little bit, but they're still Texas. They're still annoying. They're still Matthew McConaughey. All right. Like they still do that, and they still cry over horns down. And Arch still has all the hype, and it's Texas. They got the money and the Lamborghinis, and it's like, we don't like you. We don't like you at all. And especially with Sark. Sark's kind of in the Ryan Day trend right now, where it's like, well, why are we giving him hype? He's never won anything. He's been a very big disappointment. Great offensive mind, but a very big disappointment. And maybe this year he can have the year that Ryan Day had in 24. But I got Texas at 2. They are the highest SEC team on this list. Even if you want to call them they're not SEC to me, but you can call them an SEC team. And at number 1, I got Notre Dame. And you know what? I've been so fair to Notre Dame because of Marcus Freeman being there. I've been the one person in Ohio and the one person on planet saying that's not a Notre Dame fan saying, you know what? I don't hate Notre Dame. I don't hate Notre Dame. The conference stuff, I kind of like that they're independent, they're doing this, and it's like, I'm like, I'm trying to side with Notre Dame, and I'm just like, hell no. I've changed my mind on Notre Dame. And they're blaming USC for canceling. It's like, yeah, why the hell would USC ever play Notre Dame? USC has to play 9 Big Ten schedule games plus Notre Dame. And it's like, you look at this year, they're 9-3. If they don't play Notre Dame, they're 10-2. They might be in the playoff. So it's like, I understand why they don't want to play Notre Dame. I don't blame USC at all. Notre Dame, they won't join a conference. They got the special rule implemented for them saying that they, if they're in the top 12, they automatically get in, and they don't play anybody in their schedule. They play 1 or 2 good games. They play literally garbage. And now they have the chance to get a double bye where they don't play a conference championship, and they also get a bye in the playoff. They shouldn't be eligible for the top 4. They weren't before, shouldn't be now. And also, they just whine. Notre Dame, they think their schools were revolved around a religion. They think they're better than everybody. They're very preppy. We brag about our academics. Mylan Graham transfers from Ohio State to Notre Dame, and he's just like, they're asking, well, what's the difference between Ohio State and Notre Dame? And he goes, not much. The only thing is I'm just, instead of going to classes online, I go to classes in person. And all the fans are like, yeah, academics. We got that. We're smarter than you. And it's like, you say you're so much smarter than us people in Ohio, but your team only had 10 guys on the field in the most important play of the game. So, Notre Dame's number 1. I'm join a conference. And it sounded like in the Joel Klatt interview that he did with Marcus Freeman, it sounded like they were making steps to joining a conference. And then the NCAA and the College Football Playoff Committee completely mess it up, give them their own auto bid. They make more money. Their athletic director has as much power as Tony Petitti and Greg Sankey, the directors and the presidents of the Big Ten and the SEC. Notre Dame's athletic director has as much power as both of those guys who run entire mega conferences. So, yeah, I completely get the hate for Notre Dame. But again, that's my list. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. We just got to 200, trying to get to 1,000 before the beginning of next season. And also, as this video goes online, we are currently live for Ohio State versus Indiana, so make sure you join the stream for then. But again, that's all I have for you guys today. I'll see you guys all in a little bit. And as always, thank you.